friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Talon. I run this mess, Rooted Chaos. If you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. Today I want to show you, by popular demand, exactly how I make my tiny little propagation cups, or whatever, cups, corm cups, whatever. So this is what they look like when they are done. Got the little cups, got the little everything here. My substrate goes in here. There's a reservoir, self-watering, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it and exactly what it looks like when it's done. So first, I have my little 2-inch cup here. I have my outer pot here. I have string, wicking string, scissors, a lighter, optional, but I find it helpful, my straws, and I think that's really it. Oh, and a soldering iron here, and let's get into it. So first I take the inner pot, which is this little 2-ounce cup here. I have everything linked in my Amazon storefront if you are interested. If you need help, just leave me a comment. So first, you get your soldering iron good and hot. Get your cup on the bottom, right in the center. You just poke a hole in the center, just big enough for your little wick to go through. And then I poke 4 holes around the outside of that, just little ones. See? This is just for drainage. And then I'm going to poke a couple more holes on the very outer rim of it in between the other holes. I'm going to do 4 more. See how that looks? And now I'm going to go around the outside here, and it's literally just for extra drainage. That is the only reason. And I use these for like Hoya cuttings, for corms, whatever you want to put in here. I use these for semi-hydro like pond or fluval stratum and perlite. So now that I have those around the outside, I'm just going to put a couple more around the outside, just little ones, just small enough to let some airflow get through there. You can do as little of these as you want. I know some people don't do any of these around the outside. They only do the bottom ones. I definitely recommend doing more than just the center one. Do at least a couple around it because you need to have some drainage. You don't want the fluid to get stuck in there because then you're going to rot everything out. So at least put a couple around the outside, and then if you want some extra airflow, put some around there like that. All right, next I am going to get my wicking string, also in my Amazon. Cut yourself off a piece. I also have cups that I have put 2 holes in down on the bottom if you want to loop a string. Oh, I guess I should make another hole for the straw. I don't know what I was thinking. I got a little bit ahead of myself. So you're going to make a little bit of a bigger hole over off to the side a little bit that you can fit your straw through. Whoop, let me just set my soldering iron down. And then next I am going to cut a piece of my wicking string as long as you want it. You just want enough to be able to go have some into the substrate and then some that'll come down and wick it up from the bottom reservoir. So once I've cut my piece of string, this is where my lighter comes in. I like to burn just a little bit of the edges and kind of twirl it so I don't have it all fraying out. It makes it a little bit easier to get it to go through the little hole and not fray out. So that's what I use the lighter for. You don't have to do that, it's optional. Okay, then you just stick that through the little hole you made in the center, and there you go. There's your little inner cup. And if you want to stop there, stop there. You don't need that second big hole if you stop there. And that's perfectly fine. You just pop it in your outer cup. When you put your substrate in, it's perfect. If you do what I do, you get your straw. I have little heart-shaped straws, if you can see. Isn't that cute? So cute. Get your, I have one, like, because I cut a lot ahead of time, so you really just, you can also just stick it down in that other hole you made to measure and then just cut it off like that. You just want enough of it to stick up so you can, what I use this for is to fill. So I put my nutrient solution in here and it fills it into the reservoir. That way I don't have to take it apart. That way I don't have to water directly into the substrate and overwater. So just putting it in there, it just kind of lets it flow down into there without me having to disturb the plant, disturb anything, right? Isn't that cute? So once you put your little straw in, just cut it to the length that you want it. I can typically get 3 little cups out of 1 straw. And literally that's it. That's it. Now you have it. You have your little cup. I hope that helps somebody. Again, everything you need is linked in my Amazon storefront. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. If you found this helpful, please leave me a comment. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye.